The first area of my commercial dance training that I am evaluating is improvisation and freestyle. Freestyling has always been challenging for me, as I often find my mind going blank and my movements becoming repetitive. This has made it difficult to generate fresh, creative movement in the moment. Since first term, I have been working on developing a strong foundation of movement across different levels, which I can variate, adapt, and stylize when freestyling. Alongside this, I have also been consistently improvising to different music types, using different concepts to help build confidence and fluidity in my movement. I've also been choreographing routines for the classes I teach at my dance school back home. This has played a significant role in expanding my movement vocabulary. Creating choreography for others has also encouraged me to think outside of my comfort zone and explore new creative ways of moving. When researching for this module, I came across a quote by Martha Graham that inspired me. Great dancers are not great because of their technique. They are great because of their passion. Using this perspective, I've made sure my key focus when performing is to ensure each movement is executed with passion and feeling, which has been helpful for enhancing my performance quality. Through my development, I've noticed a clear improvement in my improvisation skills. I feel that my movement quality and improvisational style appears more in tune with me as a dancer, and I feel less hesitation and mental blocks when freestyling than before. I will continue to work on this skill, as despite my improvement, it is still not where I want it to be. The second area I am evaluating is my choreography retention. I have found that when learning new choreography, I often struggle to retain movements properly. In classes, I find that I get a sort of performance anxiety or stage fright that tends to set in when it comes time to perform the full choreography, either in groups or by myself. Rather than fully engaging with the performance, I instead focus on what moves come next, resulting in me cutting movements short, losing fluidity, and missing opportunities to stylize and perform the choreography with intention and confidence. To improve on this, I have been regularly attending open classes, which have significantly contributed to my improvement. These classes expose me to a wide range of choreographers, who each bring their own unique styles, teaching methods, and pacing. This variety has pushed me to adapt quickly, get used to quicker paced classes, and become more versatile in my ability to pick up and retain choreography. Over time, I've seen a clear improvement in both my confidence and consistency with retention. I now feel more secure in my ability to absorb choreography and perform it with greater clarity and style, rather than simply rushing through the step. The challenge of adapting to different teaching styles of choreography has made my retention skills stronger and more reliable in both open classes and within my training. The next aspect I'm focusing on is my stamina and physical endurance. In my first term, I struggled during warm-ups and choreography, often becoming tired and out of breath quickly. This affected the quality of my performance, as fatigue prevented me from executing movements with full energy and extension. I also recognised that a lack of self-discipline contributed to this issue. However, after nearly 3 terms at Shockout, I've developed a stronger sense of discipline thanks to the consistency and intensity of my training. During my research, I came across a study that explores the importance of internal and projected motivation whilst in dance training. Robin Pritchard explores the question of whether dance and education trains students to be obedient or self-disciplined. To improve on my stamina and physical endurance, I have been continually going to the gym, as well as incorporating daily runs of different lengths into my routine. Combined with the intense training at Shockout, my physical endurance, stamina, and discipline have improved. I now find that I can complete intense warm-ups and training sessions without being as out of breath whilst maintaining high energy. The final aspect of my commercial dance training that I am evaluating is my movement execution. When I first came to Shockout, I struggled with fully executing my movements. I often found myself cutting movements short, which affected the quality of how I danced. I lacked clarity and intention, and I was more focused on what came next in the choreography, rather than performing with purpose and precision. To address this issue, I began taking time to break down the choreographic material and walking through it slowly, paying close attention to each movement and fully extending wherever possible. This practice has helped to develop my muscle memory so that when I perform full out, my body naturally moves with more extension and control. As a result, my movement execution has improved, making me look more polished and clean compared to before when I was just moving through the motions of the movements. In my first commercial vlog, I mentioned that I was struggling to adapt to my new class environment after being moved from FDA to BA. The difference in level, pace, and expectations shook my confidence, and I didn't feel like I was good enough to be training with BA, as I come from a predominantly hip-hop background and had never trained in the technical styles before coming to Shockout, so I always felt miles behind everyone else. However, this challenge only motivated me to work harder. Over time, I've learned to believe in myself and accept that progress takes time and commitment. Seeing my progress as a dancer has increased my confidence, and I am now much more confident in myself as a dancer than I was in the beginning. I also mentioned in my first vlog that I was experiencing frequent minor injuries, which in turn affected my movement quality as I felt so restricted. Since then, I have been making new habits. I have been properly cooling down at the end of the day. I have also been attending regular sports massages and taking daily supplements of magnesium glycinate. Whilst researching into the benefits of the supplement for dancers and athletes, I found a study that perfectly explains why we need it. The study states, athletes are very sensitive to marginal magnesium deficiency during high-intensity exercises because of the imbalance in magnesium homeostasis caused by increased magnesium loss through urine and sweat. By taking daily magnesium glycinate supplements, I am replenishing the nutrients I lose whilst in training to improve my muscle recovery. All these additions to my routine have improved my muscle recovery speed, reduced how often I get injured, and has even helped me to sleep easier and deeper.